Hi, it's Mary Beth Shaw at StencilGirl Products. It's the day of the arthritic hand. Holy moly, I don't know what has happened to me. Look at my thumb. Well, it's kind of hard to show, but it's a painful thumb today. It's ridiculous. So I'm getting ready to, I'm going to go over to my acupuncturist and see if he can maybe stick a needle in it and make it feel better. I suspect he's going to suggest something like a ginger compress. I don't know if you can see that, how swollen it is. But anyway, I have a little technique, a really quickie technique that I want to show you today. That's something that I like to do, and it's just something I forget about, really, but I really like it a lot, so I wanted to show you. And this is using stencils with bleach. This is black paper, which black text weight paper is kind of hard to find, first of all. But I have ordered some online, so just do a search for black text weight paper and it will come up. And when you bleach it, you get this divine brown color that is just, I find it to be super, super appealing. I really like it a lot. So I kind of like trying to bleach paper for one thing, and then I also bleach fabric for the other thing. So here is a little piece of t-shirt paper, or t-shirt paper. It's a little piece of an old t-shirt is what it is. And where I have bleached one of Seth Apter's new stencils for the, make it count. And I love that. So I just want to show you real quick what you do. This is a no-brainer technique. Get a bleach pen, shake it before you use it, because I think it gets a little, I don't know, it just gets a little weird inside there. I actually couldn't, I had a hard time finding my bleach pens. I don't know, I hope you have an easier time than me. I ended up ordering them off of Amazon because I couldn't find them anywhere. So I don't know if they're not sold as much locally anymore or what, but I'm gonna move my camera now so you can see what I'm doing. Here's the paper. And this is so easy, and it's really just like stenciling with anything else. It's easy peasy, okay? So I'm gonna, in these bleached parts that I make, okay, so I'm gonna squeeze out a little bit of bleach here, and then I use a sponge, just as usual, to pick it up and keep it dry. This is just like stenciling with paint or anything else, and I pounce up and down on the stencil. What is amazing is on the black paper, the text weight paper, it just happens fast, and then it dries down pretty fast too, and I just love that brown color. It's like, I don't know, it's just interesting. When I did my book, StencilGirl, I used our we have this fish stencil that's like a like the carcass of a fish, and anyway, it looks really, really cool bleached like this. But I thought, maybe I'll use some assess, so that when I make these parts, then they are just that, they're parts, and I use them as collage elements in other things. So Andrew has jumped on here with us. I don't know if Andrew saw or that we're using a Clorox bleach pen. So if you bring this up, then you will see how it starts to process almost instantly. And I love how that looks. Now, when you're working with fabric, you need to make sure that you tape it down to something so that it stays firmly in place. I'm going to get another piece of my fabric. I used this gray t-shirt material, and you really do need to keep it in place, because otherwise it's just darn near impossible to pounce a stencil on top of fabric, okay? So here's what I do. I just tape it, and then I've got a little bleach hanging out up here that I'm gonna move. And then I tape it at the top. Now the big difference with using fabric is that you have to wait for it to process. And when it starts processing, okay, when it starts processing and when it gets to the point that you like the look, you need to untape it and rinse it in cold water to stop the processing at that point. Otherwise, it'll keep going and it'll eventually just sort of destroy your fabric, okay? And you don't want that to happen. So you have to, and I'm like holding it in place, and I noticed on that other piece that I did, the more bleach I used, you know, well, obviously the more bleach I used, the quicker it processed and so forth. But I felt some areas I was a little bit too worried about possibly using too much, and I used too little. So I think as long as you use enough that it doesn't seep under your stencil and get yucky. I mean, you want to maintain the look of the stencil too. So here's the nice thing is once you start using you know, the bleach on there, the stencil just kind of sucks down to the dampness and it'll just stay there. We won't actually see any of this process right now. It took a while for this to develop. I did it last night, and I mean, you can see where, like here, I used more than I did here, and I think it's just something you possibly have to practice with. I really like, though, the way that this gray turned into a different color. It's almost got like a little pinkish cast, and I think it's super, super pretty. Now look at this one, how quickly that developed. Super cool. I love that brown look. Just love it. Karen Gaunt's on here. Karen, we're working with a bleach pen today. We don't have that many people on because I sort of, I went rogue and just decided to do this. I've got a really busy day. My hand is throbbing. And I just thought, you know, I'm just going to show this quick technique. But I love this for using these parts in collage with the bleach pen. And again, this is the pen I use, the Clorox bleach pen. Karen says, wow, looks amazing. Yeah, I know, right? It's just such a simple, simple thing. You know what I don't know, and maybe some of you could answer this, is I want to try, oh, here's some other flowers I made on paper. I just think they're so cute. I'm going to, you know, go around and cut these out, and I'm not going to fussy cut them. I'm just going to kind of quick cut them, and I think that they will be fantastic little collage parts. Because I just love, I don't know, it looks a little bit grungy, I guess, and I think that's what I like about it, is that grungy effect. Of course, who makes grungy flowers? I don't know, but I like them. I like grungy flowers. So there it is, the bleach on top of the black text weight paper. So Regina just jumped on. She says she likes to work with clay and is looking forward to getting some of our stencils. Oh, Regina, we love people working with clay. Be sure and show us pictures of what you make with clay. I would love to see that. So, Yeah, doesn't it look rusted? I think so too, Karen, and that's what I like about it. It gives you this rusted look, especially on here where you can see where I put more. And I'm not getting, I'm looking at I'm looking at the screen, and this looks on screen exactly the way it looks in person. It does look rusty. It's got a little bit of a bleachy smell right now, but that's going to go away quick. Hey, Nancy Connolly, it's wonderful to see you. And Carol Howard. This is some of my old gang here in St. Louis that's popped on today. Lovely. So, Carol and Nancy, I was saying at the beginning, I've got like a uber arthritic thumb. I don't know if you can see it today. So, I can't stay on too long because I'm getting ready to go over and get an acupuncture treatment. But I just wanted to show this quick technique. I'm going to remove my flower. It's going to take a while for this to develop. The fabric is much slower, and it's slow to develop. What I was wondering about is if anybody has tried bleaching on something other than just a plain text weight paper. Like, I wonder, for instance, if you could try it on, if it would eat through acrylic paint. I don't know. I need to play with it some more and see how that works and try combining it. Although, you know, it is kind of chemical, so I don't want to, it says obviously avoid contact with eyes, may cause skin irritation, blah, 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 wear rubber gloves. Uh-oh. I've already done it wrong, right? But the other thing about these bleach pens is it's got a pointy end here, and then the other end of it has a scrubby end. So you could even write and with the one end, and then you could scrub or make, I think that might make some interesting little, I don't know if it will or not, make some little textures. Let's try this. Okay, let's try it here. Because it looks like that's kind of cool looking. And then you can write words with it too, because everybody wants the rusted word love on their work, right? Oh my gosh, look how quick that's processing already. It's right before our eyes. Crazy. Quick, quick, quick. That's a really interesting little look, honestly. Jane LaFazio, you're a live streaming maniac. I am a maniac, Jane, that is for sure. I think, you know, some of you have those Delusions journals with the black pages. Wouldn't that be cool? Work in your Delusions journal and do like some little edge treatments or whatever. I just think there's a lot of options here that are yet to be explored. Yeah, Karen, I did fabric. You maybe missed it. Where did it go? Here it is. This is an old t-shirt I had, and I used Seth's Make It Count stencil on it. The only thing you have to do when you're using fabric is, one, tape it down so it remains firm or like flat while you're stenciling, and put it in cold water after it has processed. Otherwise, it'll eat through your fabric and destroy it. And then the last thing is if it's a brand new t-shirt or something, it needs to be washed first so that the starch is out of the t-shirt. This love is developing really kind of nice. That's going to take a little bit longer to develop. And look how this is coming along. I feel like we're watching, you know, we're not watching paint dry, we're watching bleach react, right? So, too funny. Too funny. Well, that's about all I've got for you today. I'm so glad everybody stopped by. It was just a little quick tip on using bleach with stencils. I think you can get cool results with black paper, also with fabric. I would love to hear what else you guys can do with bleach, because I have the idea that you can probably do way more creative things than I've come up with. So write to me, tell me. I love hearing fresh ideas. And thanks once again for watching us at Stencil Girl. Go sign up for our newsletter. Consider joining our stencil club. We've got a lot going on. Carol Howard, try fabric napkins from Tuesday morning. Now that's a good idea too. I bet you could take some interesting, even patterned fabrics and stencil like that pattern on pattern look. And that's a really good idea. Carol's always got such good ideas. And Carol Baxter's like, oh, cool. I can see she's running out to Tuesday morning right now. So thanks again for watching, you guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.